Okay, we're with Mark Stauffer here at Arcaro and Genell, the pizza capital of the world, Misericordia Women's Soccer. And Mark, let's talk about the 2016 team.
Sure, I'm excited about this group. They put in a lot of work since last season, and the preparation started as soon as our game ended in the national tournament last year, and the leadership started at that point as well. And I was really excited with how we got through our winter, and it led us right into our spring. And the work rate, the commitment, and the culture as a whole has just been tremendous for the last year. So it's just building anticipation coming into preseason. We were excited. We knew we had the pieces in place. We just had to put it together. And the girls took their responsibility upon themselves this summer with fitness, and they were where they needed to be when we got to preseason.
Talk about the graduation part. How many players graduated? How many players coming back here?
Sure, we lost a group from last year. I believe 5 players graduated. Some got an ample amount of playing time, but we try to keep our program deep from top to bottom. So it's not really graduating seniors and trying to replace them. It's just preparing the underclassmen that are ready to step into those roles. And I feel like we already had the kids in place to step in and fulfill those roles.
Let's talk about the competition this year. We're early in the season, but you already matched up against some nice teams.
Sure, and that's one of the things we set up intentionally this year. We knew we were going to have a good group that had a lot of experience under their belt. So we put a tough schedule together early. 5 of our first 6 games have been against regionally ranked teams, and that's what we wanted. And we're going into another stretch here with 2 of the next 3 teams that are nationally ranked. So we're excited to be where we're at, and we'll be battle tested when we get to postseason.
Let's start over on the offensive end. Who are the ladies that are going to put the ball towards the net or actually in the net this year?
Sure. That's one of the nice things with this year's group is we have a ton of people that are putting the ball in the net. Obviously, we have our all-region level kids who are going to be our leaders in our group. But overall, we can be a threat from any portion of the field, and I think that's what makes us really difficult to defend. So we're going to have some upperclassmen who have been some proven, tested finishers, scoring a lot of goals, but we have some young kids that are going to come in off the bench and provide some quality as well.
And then how about over on the defensive side? Talk about some of your defenders and your keeper.
Sure, same thing there. Our back 4 from last year is returned. And we have 2 real dynamic center backs who just hold things down in there and keep things in front of them well. And our 2 wing backs, we release them an awful lot. We let them get into the attack. Alyssa Pajero, our goalkeeper, she's a kid that has really stuck with our program from the standpoint of she was playing behind an All-American for 2 years when she herself was good enough to be a starter for probably any team in the country. But she paid her dues. She got ample time last year, but now she stepped in as our starter this year, and she's ready and she's certainly capable.
Depth this year on this team, you need it as you approach the playoffs, hopefully for yet another year. Talk about your depth.
Sure. The depth is a bit better this year as long as we can stay healthy. We're still trying to get our best 11 on the field. I'm not sure we've done it yet just because we've had a couple people injured, and we're hoping to get the 2-3 kids back here shortly that we feel can step in and make an immediate impact for us. But the depth is there. We can go pretty deep on our bench and really not feel like we're losing anything. We're just putting fresh legs in the match. So we necessarily aren't subbing this year to fix a mistake. We're making substitutions this year just to get some fresh legs on the field and continue with our attack in that manner.
Trying to stay on top once you make a run like you've run with this program. Talk a little bit about trying to keep your talent level real high and then developing that team chemistry and trying to be as consistent as you can to keep making runs.
Yeah, the thing we talk about all the time is, obviously we have goals that we want to reach at the end of the year, which are, winning a national championship, winning a conference title. But those things we honestly don't talk about a whole lot. We talk about winning the day. And if we prepare daily and we do what we need to do and we're getting a bit better each day and we're fixing a mistake or 2 that we may have, we put that together over 120 days over the season, we're going to be pretty tough to beat come November.
All right, we're with Alexa Alchevsky from Misericordia University Soccer. And Alexa, for you, let's talk a little bit about being back on this team and hoping to have a good 2016.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be back again. I feel incredibly blessed to be a part of this team. We have such a great team atmosphere, great, just team everything. We've developed a lot of a really great culture, winning culture, and it's just exciting to be a part of it.
But learning a little bit from some of those upperclassmen back when you came into the program, and here you are in your junior year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned so much from all the upperclassmen that I had the privilege to play with. So did everybody else on the team. They taught us how our program should be run, what it takes to be a winning team. And we're all just trying to keep that tradition alive, and we're really excited about it.
And talk a little bit about the position and the girls that surround you on the field.
We have very, very talented players on our team. Surrounding me, I feel completely comfortable putting anybody on the field. Like my coach was talking about before, we have so much depth on our team, and whether they're starting or not, like everybody just has amazing talent, and it shows in all of our games. We have 5 shutouts, 5 wins so far. Like it's really great to be around so many great players.
Let's talk a little bit about your major at Misericordia University, what it is, and what you really like about it thus far.
I'm a math major, in secondary education, so I want to be a teacher. And it's pretty challenging, but it's a lot of fun, and I've always wanted to be a teacher, so I'm excited about doing all that.
The athletics culture at Misericordia University is so big, and everybody seems to support everybody.
Yeah.
Talk what it's like to get some of your fellow classmates out there cheering you on.
It's awesome. Telling everybody that we have a home game this day, this time, everybody comes out and makes it with 0 questions asked. Like it's so much fun to be out there and play in front of your friends and have all these people behind you at school supporting you. It's an atmosphere that is just indescribable.
And then I'm sure there's some family that gets out to support you as well. Tell us a little bit about cheering you on and being there for you on the weekends.
I know my parents come every single game, every single weekend, whether it's at home or away somewhere. And there are a lot of parents, pretty much everybody's parents come to every single game, so we always have that support system, which is really important, having a family support system behind our team and everything. It's really great.
Couple years under your belt, and now this year, what are you seeing from your team? You're saying, okay, I'm really liking this right now.
I'm liking our team chemistry and our culture that we've cultivated. We've worked so hard to get to where we are right now, and we've done it all together. And doing things like that all together creates some sort of community and some family feeling in the team. And that's what I like the most about it, is that we win together and we struggle together and we pick each other up together. And it's all like a team effort, and it's really great.
And you win the day together.
We win the day together, yeah.
All right, let's move along to Alex Gallagher, junior forward, 2015 MAC Freedom Co-Offensive Player of the Year. So, Alex, you're one of the ladies that's going to put that ball, hopefully, in the goal. Of course, maybe some assists as well. Talk a little bit about the offense this season.
Like I said, I wouldn't be able to do anything without the support of my teammates, and all the opportunities they give to me, I try to give them back, and whatever works for us. So
talk a little bit about the work ethic that you had, whether it was in the off season or now as the season gets underway.
Like my coach said earlier, we started right off the bat. Right after our last game last year, we got right into winter workouts. Our spring season was awesome with all the returning players. Our attitudes, our work ethic has been tremendous. Even our incoming freshmen this year are really bought into the program, so everybody's on the same page, and it's really great this year.
Your skill set in particular, talk about what you feel like you do with the ball, when it's in your area, to kind of put yourself in a position either to score or have somebody else score.
Right. Well, being a forward, primarily my job is to score or pass and have somebody else score, obviously, but I guess it's kind of hard to say what I particularly do by myself, because I can't really do anything by myself, you know what I mean? So I kind of it's a lot of reliability on other teammates. I get the ball from them, they get the ball from me, and then we end up scoring that way. So it's a lot of teamwork.
What do you like about your defense this year?
We're solid. We're extremely solid back there. I don't ever have any doubts of them. They always clear the ball out. We work a lot with our outside defenders. They like to go up a lot, so we have more offense with them too. So that's awesome too.
So competitive at Misericordia University. Of course, the competition you're facing with other teams on the field, but maybe getting in as a freshman, seeing some players come in as a freshman, is probably an eye-opening experience for a lot of players, saying, hey, this is college soccer, this is women's soccer here.
Yeah, me, when I was a freshman, I didn't expect really to play, because looking at the players that were above me, I was just blown away by how good they were, and I learned so much from them. And now being able to step on the field as a starter, and it's just crazy, because I feel like a role model to the freshmen looking up to me, because that's exactly how I felt. I looked up to the upperclassmen. So I think it's really important for us to be good role models for the freshmen, and then as we pass along, they'll be good role models to then come my freshman year.
What's some of the things about college life that kind of hit you pretty quickly as a freshman? You go through your sophomore year, you got to learn on the fly a little bit. Tell us
Yeah.
about some of those trials and tribulations you've gone through.
Well, coming in as a freshman, like it really felt like a summer camp almost, because like we never really experienced like going away and staying away for that long. So that was kind of like difficult to get into, but when you have the support of your teammates, like it's really like it was almost like easy. Like it felt like home. Like Misericordia like feels like home to me, and it's like I'm like blessed to be able to say that, you know. So I think almost probably everybody on our team can vouch for me and say that we're all like our team chemistry is awesome. Like nobody has issues. Like we all work together, and everybody's feel comfortable.
Just what the coach wants to hear. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's move along here at Arcaro and Genell, the pizza capital of the world. Kylan Smith, the only senior on the Misericordia University women's soccer team, first team All MAC back. Let's talk a little bit about your position and the ladies that surround you there at Misericordia.
Yeah, well, I'm an outside back, and our defense is very solid, all returning players, and our keeper is outstanding having behind us, no doubts with that. Our outside backs, we like to get forward, so, you know, we like to assist and even score if we can, and everyone looks for us, so it's great.
So you get a little chancy, I guess might be the word, but then somebody's got to cover their back, so to speak. So
Yeah.
A little bit of wheels. You got to have some speed there on the defensive side. Talk about some of those speedsters that you do have.
Yeah, well, both of our outside backs were really fast, and all of our forwards are very fast. Like, everybody on the team is pretty fast, so definitely no doubts about that. But yeah, you definitely have to be fast if you're going to get up in order to get back.
How about the leadership for you? Do you feel like a world of pressure as the senior leader, or you feel like everybody kind of takes a little piece of it and puts it all together?
Yeah, it might seem like that, but no. The captains have been great, and the juniors have made me feel very welcomed. I don't feel alone at all or anything like that. So the leadership is outstanding on our team.
How about your major at Misericordia University?
I'm a nursing major.
Talk about the rigor. What's it like to be a nursing major? Because you hear all the stories. Hey, pretty darn challenging. Down the road, it's going to be very rewarding. But talk about some of the challenges.
Oh yeah, it's definitely difficult. Any major in Misericordia, and being an athlete, it's very hard to manage both. But I'm so excited. I'm very passionate about nursing, and it's definitely gonna be worth it.
Talk about the people supporting you in your life, whether it's at a game or maybe getting those calls sometimes where you're overwhelmed with some of your studies.
Oh yeah, my parents have supported me the whole time through this whole journey, and they come to every single game. They are, especially this year, coming to every single game, no matter how far it is. But they've always been there, and the support is just awesome.
How about some of the fun things? Maybe there's a lot of road trips
Yeah.
and women's soccer, and it doesn't matter what division it is, but talk about some of the road trips or maybe some traditions or different things that you do, whether the ladies watch movies or have a certain thing that you eat. Tell us a little bit about some of those fun times.
Yeah, I mean, our home games are great, but going away is always fun too. We have the long bus trips, and of course we watch movies, but everybody usually just listens to music. Once we get on the bus, it's pretty silent from there on out until we get there. And then,
It's early in the season, but what's one thing you see from this year's team that maybe, not that you didn't see in years past, but you see is saying, hey, I'm really liking that and thinking that's going to help us down the road?
definitely the passion. Everyone has the passion and the will to win. There's sky's the limit for this team, that's for sure.
All right, well, we wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's move along to Emily Zaflinski here, Misericordia University, a junior midfielder, also a first-team All-MAC Freedom Conference player. And Emily, for you, this year's team probably a little different. You have one senior, some good juniors, and of course some young players as well. What are some things that you've worked on in that offseason to kind of take your game to a new level here in 2016?
We definitely have worked on our team chemistry. That is the most essential thing that we believe will push our team forward. Being able to rely on one another, being able to trust one another, loyalty, knowing that someone has your back, and being able to do that on the field is a tremendous thing.
Being in high school, you're a certain kind of soccer player. When you go to college, it's a lot different. What are things that you're like, wow, I didn't know we were going to do that? Whether it's lifting weights or the type of different things you're doing on the field, workouts. Talk a little bit about how that's just a reality check when you get to college.
Well, to begin with, you come to college and you're by yourself, but then we also have our teammates. You don't have your family as much, but your family is your team at the same point. And I would have to say the way that we train, I learned soccer is a completely different game than what I thought it was. My coach is a great coach when it comes to being able to teach you and explain everything, and you can rely on your other teammates to explain what your position can do and how it betters other people.
How about the physicality playing at Misericordia University with some of the competition you play? Is that something you kind of like? I mean, a lot of women play in different sports, but it's a physical game.
Yeah, definitely. Even in practice, we're like overly competitive, I like to think. I think that when you come to college, you immediately think that you're like get pushed over and stuff like that, but they prepare you in the summer with the summer workouts and stuff like that. So you're in there lifting and you're making sure that your body is going to be prepared for when you come in and you start playing. And then obviously you keep that up throughout the seasons that you play.
How about the connection Coach Stauffer has with the ladies and trying to get them to elevate their game? Talk a little bit about that connection. It's been a very successful program.
He relies on you to talk to other players. Communication is a huge part of our game. Being able to tell people where they need to be on the field, or even a practice, like being like, oh, are we wearing blue today? Are we wearing yellow today? Like, it's the ability to rely on one another and the accountability.
And for you, your major at Misericordia University?
Is nursing, as well as Kai, my other captain, said. It's definitely a harder major for sure, but we have all walks of life coming through Ms, and every single major, even if you are a college athlete, is going to be hard no matter what.
Talk about your hometown and your family getting to see you.
I'm from Raritan, New Jersey, and I have to say my parents come to every single game. They're in the rain, they're in the snow. I have my grandmother come, all that fun stuff, but I believe everybody's family comes to every single game that they can. And if their family can't come, other families are there to support the players who don't always have their families.
Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming in. Arcaro and Genell, the setting for the Misericordia University women's soccer team.